Picture this, January 20th, 2025. The dawn of President Donald Trump's first full month back in office. It wasn't just a quiet return to the Oval Office. It was a whirlwind. Policies shifted like tectonic plates, executive actions rolled out at breakneck speed, and the ripple effects began to touch every corner of American life. Immigration, energy, diversity initiatives, and government restructuring all reshaped in a matter of weeks. But what's driving this rapid change? Who's feeling the impact? And what questions linger on the horizon? Today, we take you inside this unprecedented month of transformation. From day one, immigration took center stage. On January 20th, President Trump signed not one, not two, but 10 executive orders directly addressing immigration policy. Among them, a national emergency declaration at the U.S.-Mexico border, the reinstatement of the Remain in Mexico policy, and even the termination of an asylum-related mobile app. Each action certain to reshape immigration processing as we know it. But perhaps the most polarizing measure, an attempt to end automatic birthright citizenship, has already hit a wall, with federal judges swiftly blocking it pending legal challenges. Yet the administration didn't stop there. Mass deportations have begun, led by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. ICE has been executing enforcement on a large scale, workplace raids among their most visible actions. What does that mean for industries heavily reliant on immigrant labor? And how are communities, employers, and families coping with the fallout? Meanwhile, a dramatic shakeup roared through federal agencies. Thousands of federal employees lost their jobs, many dismissed with less than an hour's notice. These weren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. Entire departments were gutted, and experts in critical fields, like medical scientists and energy specialists, found themselves packing up their desks. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, potentially facing erasure of over 12 years of data. Though a judge temporarily paused its dismantling, the future of the agency hangs in the balance. How do these firings affect not just those individuals, but the machinery of government itself? In just 1 month, President Trump signed a staggering 108 executive actions. Let that sink in. 73 executive orders, 23 proclamations, and 12 memorandums. This isn't just a record-breaking pace. It redefines how quickly a president can reshape policy. But does speed come at a cost? Already, more than 70 lawsuits loom over these decisions, filed in courtrooms across the nation. Judges appointed by presidents from both parties are stepping in, blocking some measures while challenges unfold. Let's pivot to energy. In many ways, President Trump's stance was as clear as the ink on his signature. For starters, he declared a national energy emergency, aiming to unlock what he calls America's full energy potential. Regulations on vehicles, shower heads, and washing machines implemented by Joe Biden's administration revoked. Offshore drilling green-lighted. Environmental protections tied to the Paris Climate Agreement torn away. With programs promoting wind farms paused and Alaska's energy development barriers reversed, the administration's agenda pivots sharply toward fossil fuels. So here's the question. Are these bold moves an answer to rising energy costs? Or do they spark new long-term challenges for the planet? And then there's the sweeping dismantling of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI programs. In a mere matter of weeks, DEI staff across federal agencies were placed on leave, affirmative action mandates were repealed, and merit-based hiring directives took center stage. Even the Federal Aviation Administration faced new hiring standards under this lens. This isn't just administrative housekeeping. It's a decisive pivot to a different framework of governance. But as these changes unfold, is inclusion itself at risk of being sidelined? On the foreign policy front, America First made a bold return. Under President Trump's directive, embassies scaled back their flags to only the stars and stripes, no activist banners permitted. And with the United States stepping away from international agreements like the Paris Climate Accord, the administration has sent a clear message. Domestic priorities come first. But the dramatic pace hasn't come without resistance. The courts are busy. Federal judiciary halls across the country are echoing with legal battles. Some judges have issued temporary blocks on parts of the administration's agenda, from downsizing federal agencies to halting sensitive immigration reforms. And as cases move through appeals, the tension between executive ambition and judicial oversight tightens. 1 month, 30 days, and a seismic shift in policy across immigration, federal restructuring, energy, and beyond. But where do these ripples lead? The legal challenges, the social impact, the global reactions. This is the story of a nation in flux. As President Trump pushes forward, the future of these sweeping actions hangs not just in courtrooms, but in the hands of communities nationwide. What lies ahead in the weeks and months to come? And how will this interplay of executive power, judicial review, and grassroots response shape the trajectory of the United States? Stay tuned, stay informed, and learn more about this and other immigration updates at visaverge.com.